Hey, how's it going, people? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to some more Arsenal transfer news, updates, discussions, opinions, and all that good stuff. Today, we have some players, but most likely going out. We're gonna talk about them. We're gonna talk about our manager, Mikel Arteta, of course. We're gonna see what's going on with that, and well, basically gonna try and understand whether Arsenal are able to sell a player for a good price, because that is the biggest question going into every single transfer market. Because as we all know, Arsenal is not a club that sells well. So let's get into the video, see how we do, and of course, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell. Let's do this. And we're kicking things off, of course, with Mikel Arteta, who is in advanced talks over Arsenal deal, according to certain sources. Arsenal and manager Mikel Arteta are in advanced talks over a new long-term contract with the club, according to Football Insider. It's believed that 42-year-old is in ongoing talks with the Gunners, with negotiations progressing nicely, which, to be honest, isn't coming as a shock. Arteta in 5 years almost has done a quite incredible job to completely turn around the squad, united the fans with the team, and got us back into top 4 and even challenging for the title, which is all good. Which is all good in that sense. Obviously, Pep Guardiola allegedly is leaving City at the end of the next season. So maybe that's why as well they wanted to try and extend the contract, because his contract as well is running out in 2025, if I'm not mistaken. So kind of goes hand in hand with that. But the thing is, for me, it's a very, very interesting decision, because Mikel Arteta, since he has gotten proper full reign at Arsenal in his tenure, so that would be 4 full seasons. The first half of the season when he came in December 19th, I think it was, or I think it was December 19th. He had the Unai Emery squad, and with that he won FA Cup, which was all good, all dandy, which kind of made you think, yeah, he might actually do the job. But since then, he has spent 500 plus million, and he has won nothing. He has gotten us back in top 4 and try and challenge for the title. Besides that, he hasn't got any accolades, any merits to his name besides that, of course. And that is the biggest question mark for me with him, because that's the thing. Either you are a winning manager or you're not. And the biggest worry with Mikel Arteta, I think, in that is for quite a bit of Arsenal fans, is that he could be our Brendan Rodgers. Basically getting us close, but not over the line. And then Brendan Rodgers gets swapped for Klopp and they get it over the line. And Arsenal might be in the same boat. In a way, I hope not. In a way, I wouldn't extend the contract for a manager who hasn't won anything in 4 years and in nearly 5 years, and basically has spent will have spent by the end of this summer transfer window around 800 million, 900 million, and gotten us no title, no nothing. So that is the big question mark. But if he extends, I wouldn't be against that, just because of what he has done. The issue for me with this is he needs to win something. Next season is the season he needs to win something, or I can see certain portion of fans, let's just say that, starting to turn on him, and I also potentially can see Kroenke starting to demand results. Because over few, you cannot just spend money and not have nothing to show for it in a way. So that is what it is. Obviously, it's rumored that Kroenkes are very happy that we are back in Champions League, just like under Arsene Wenger. We got top 4 and all was good and dandy. Now we are back where we were in a way. We are again in top 4 quite consistently, and this time we're just challenging for the title. We are a bit higher up. So it'll be interesting to see what happens, whether Mikel Arteta resigns or not, and if he resigns, what backing Kroenke gives him this summer and the upcoming summers, especially if next season is another Sahara Desert type of situation when we win nothing. Obviously, I don't want Arsenal to win nothing, but they're, in a way, 4 years you win nothing. Thoughts start to come into your mind. But now let's talk about potentially first sell for Arsenal this summer transfer window. And we are talking about youngster Mika Biereth, who we signed, we got from Fulham in a way, who started banging in goals. He went to loan on Willijk, or however you pronounce it, in the Netherlands.
in Eredivisie. Then he came back. He went to go on loan to Marwell. He got injured. He injured when there. He got better. He started to bang goals in them. Mid-season in winter, he got recalled. Marwell very displeased with that. Then he went out to loan on Sturm Graz in 22 games. He scored 9 goals, got 4 assists, so 13 goals in 22 games. And now many clubs in a way are kind of circling around him. Of course, there is Sturm Graz, with who he won the league and won the Austrian Cup. And now Sturm Graz are gonna sit down with Arsenal, potentially try to get him full time there to sign on a permanent deal. It's also been reported Sheffield Wednesday from Championship, I think it was Championship, are ready to put some money on the table, at least to get him on a loan, maybe not full-time deal. The issue with this all is that his contract runs out after this next season, which means he might go into next season without a contract, and now Arsenal are in this position. Either they extend his contract and loan him out, or they try and cash in on him. The thing is though, his worth is, according to Transfermarkt, 7 million euros. I'm very sorry you cannot see it, but it's 7 million euros. This will look very ghetto in a way, but I'm gonna try and fix it straight up mid-video so you can see it. 7 million euros, and that comes around 5 million pounds. Now, despite the fact that he arguably has had a very great season and everything, and for you good loan spells, you could argue you can get around 10-12 million for him. I definitely can see that, and that wouldn't be the worst to get a player who came to Arsenal, as you can see, for he was valued when he joined us at age 19 for 600k. He basically came on a free if you want to, and now his value has shot up sky high, 7 million. It's according to in 2 years, which is absolutely brilliant. That could be one of the biggest reasons why he gets sold. And to be honest, I kind of would want to see him in Arsenal's preseason, but at the same time, he's not gonna be with the team, especially at the time when we're challenging for the titles. You need a bagsman up top. He's not the guy, and we don't have time at the moment. We don't have the luxury of time to kind of try and baby a player into starting role or even into a backup. Even as bad as Nketiah is, we don't have time for that. So basically, selling him wouldn't be the worst, and if we can get 10-12 million for him, happy days. Now we move on to Aaron Ramsdale, who has been linked with multiple of clubs, to be honest, and most specifically with Newcastle. Newcastle obviously wanted to offer about 10-15 million for him. Arsenal just said, bin off, get lost, we don't care. And according to reports and according to rumors, Arsenal have named a price for him, which is 30 million, which to be honest for me is a very realistic price, because last summer he was deemed the most expensive goalkeeper in the world. I think it was around 60-70 million. It was a weird stat, don't care about it too much, but yeah. And he came to Arsenal, helped us finishing 5th, although we should have gotten 4th, and helped us finishing 2nd, although we should have won it. But at the end of the day, he was one of the biggest reasons why we got where we got at the end of the day under Mikel Arteta. And this season he's been treated quite poorly. He's played only 6 games, conceded 5 goals. It's not a good look for him. He hasn't played pretty much at all, which pretty much has seen his value decrease quite rapidly and quite massively. Now, as much as I love Ramsdale, I kind of expected with the Raya signing that Raya would become our number 1. I was expecting though Raya to become our number 1 maybe in December, maybe January, but it happened pretty much instantly, and at the end of the season you can see why. Golden Glove, most clean sheets and all that stuff, you could see why with his passing and everything. And let's not forget, Mikel Arteta wanted to sign David Raya before we signed Ramsdale, but the team we tried to sign him from weren't ready to let him go. So instantly, a few weeks later, we signed Aaron Ramsdale. Now, if we could get for him 30 million, I wouldn't be against that. Especially since Arsenal signed him for, and surely not 20 million. Surely, yeah, Arsenal signed him for 28 million euros. That's about 25 million pounds. 30 million. Let's just say 30 million with add-ons and everything. 30 million pounds, which is, I'm not gonna lie, quite a lot for a goalkeeper who was relegated 3 times before that. So at the end of the day, getting pretty much more or less 25 to 30 million, the same price back, wouldn't be bad. Wouldn't be bad, especially since he hasn't played this season. So we'll see what's gonna happen, because Newcastle are looking already in different goalkeepers, looking at different goalkeepers, which is not looking good for Arsenal in that sense. But at the end of the day, Ramsdale is deemed to be one of the top first players for Arsenal to leave, together with Thomas Partey, together of course Elneny Cedric and stuff like that, and Ketia is available on the market. I would love for Zinchenko to leave as well. To be honest, Jesus can leave as well in my opinion, but we can't do that because we don't have depth then. But it is what it is. But selling out Ramsdale definitely will help us get some money overall massively. Now the question is where and how and why, because as you can see it says Newcastle 77%. Newcastle offered a laughable amount, Arsenal just binned them off, so we'll see what's gonna happen during the summer. But let's be real, Arsenal are already looking at Biereth, are looking at other goalkeepers to potentially be backup, so chances of Ramsdale staying at Arsenal, I would say 0.0001%. And this one caught me off guard today. This is the last player we're going to talk about today, but this one caught me off guard. Arsenal have been told what they want to hear about Benfica wonderkid Edu Plot's huge transfer. Yesterday we talked about the fact that Arsenal are not too much looking into spending a massive amount of money in one player than having no money for others. Other reports are obviously claiming Arsenal want to bag one big player and then try to sign some other quality players. And obviously, we are talking about this one, I forgot his name, Silva. We are talking about Antonio Silva, who is 20 years old, defender who is very, very good. Very good Portuguese center back. Would cost around quite a bit of money, I'm not gonna lie. He's one of the best young Portuguese prospects you can imagine at the moment, from Benfica as well, mind you. And with Arsenal having Saliba and Gabriel, obviously he wouldn't be playing the main role. Now, keep this in mind that he would still have to learn, he would be a backup, and he could potentially grow into number one center back for us in over time. I can definitely see that. We have very young center backs. We could have a proper rotation, especially since he can play right-sided center back to be a backup for Saliba. Obviously, this is nothing to do with the rumors that Real Madrid are arguably interested in Saliba, but definitely Arsenal are looking to strengthen their backline, and that definitely needs to happen here. The issue with this is £85 million. And as we all know, Portuguese teams are the teams that buy for this and sell for this, basically. As we all know, they sign players up to 25-30 million most of the time and sell them for double, triple, quadruple the value, because some of the players that go, Enzo Fernandez, do you think they signed Enzo Fernandez for 50 million? No, they didn't. They sold Enzo Fernandez for 110 million. That's a massive one. They definitely do that. Falcao went for a massive amount. Nicolas Jackson went for a massive amount, if you remember him, the Colombian striker. You could name countless players who just go there for basically nothing and get sold for exorbitant amount of money, of course, Hulk and others. So definitely there is market for them, and that's how they make everything work for them, and it's working like a charm for them. Obviously some of them don't work out, but most of the times they get it right, get it spot on, and at worst break even. And that's the worst, they break even. At best they sell them for like Enzo Fernandez for triple the value basically, or quadruple the value. So that is what it is. And to be honest, personally, I wouldn't mind seeing Antonio Silva at Arsenal. 100%, I wouldn't mind. Here comes the but. 85 million to spend that much on a center back? He needs to be, for me, a starting center back. So who you gonna take out? Saliba? Gabriel? And there we are. There we are. I can see him moving to United for Varane's replacement as a number one guy, for example. Yes, that makes more sense because United center backs are dusted. Arsenal doesn't have this issue. We need a proper backup, not a starting caliber center back at the moment. Yes, we need quality depth, but paying 85 million for a player pretty much instantly means that he must start. So what is Arteta's gonna do? Play 3 at the back. So that means Ben White technically turns into a right mid. We're gonna play 3-4-3 or something like that. Completely change the system. Bin half the players we already have in the system, or what? It makes no sense. And this rumor, I don't read too much into it. But the only way I can see this rumor being true is only if Saliba leaves. Since I don't see Saliba leaving, This is just a yellow page story which I wouldn't read too much into if you were an Arsenal fan. But again, I would love him at the club, but not for 85 million, let's be real. Anyhow, those were the transfer rumors, my thoughts on them for you today. Let me know down in comments below. 30 million for Aaron Ramsdale as Arsenal named Ramsdale's price. Is that good? Is that a justifiable amount for Aaron Ramsdale given his spells at Arsenal, the spell he has had at Arsenal and the last season that he didn't play at all? Is it justifiable? Let me know that down below. And Mika Biereth, what are your thoughts on him? Because I can guarantee you that many Arsenal fans haven't seen him play much. But Sturm Graz is gonna be in Champions League next season. They're in fourth pot. We could definitely play against them in Champions League. And to add to that, he would be their main striker. So he definitely gets some time there, he can grow. But the biggest issue for me with these players is either you sell them for big money, well, somewhat big money, so you just don't lose, you don't feel bad later. For example, 10, 15, 20, 30 million like Chelsea do. Or you have some sell-on clause or buyback clause, something into that. Because one of the biggest Arsenal issues, as I said in the start of the video, is Arsenal don't sell well. We all know that. The issue also comes to that. We very rarely put in sell-on clause, buyback clause, and all that stuff. Because I don't want another Serge Gnabry situation. We all saw what happened with that. He was looking good, then he didn't play for us. He went out on loan here, there, got sold, and then he goes to Bayern Munich, and you could see where he is at the moment. So definitely, Arsenal definitely have a massive decision to make on Mika Biereth. What they're gonna do, extend his contract and loan him out, or sell him since his contract is running out at the end of the season. Next season, not this season. This will be very, very interesting. But yeah, for today, that's it for me. Take care, stay safe, enjoy football, and see you tomorrow. Peace.